You see sand or dirt?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a body?
Mm-hmm.
Look down at your feet. How many toes do you have?
5.
Look at your hands. How many fingers do you have?
5, 10.
Are you wearing any clothing?
No.
Do you feel female or male?
Male.
Is there a color to your skin?
Tan.
Is there any jewelry pieces you're wearing?
No.
Is there anything you're carrying with you?
There's a bag nearby. Just like a canvas bag.
Mm-hmm. Let's go towards that canvas bag. Is there any designs on the outside of this bag? Any colors?
Neutral color like tan.
Mm-hmm. Let's look inside. You're able to see everything that's inside of it clearly. And every time I talk, every time you talk, and as time passes by, you're able to see everything clearly. What's inside of the bag?
Shoes.
Mm-hmm.
And a shirt.
The shoes, can you describe them to me?
Rough leather shoes. Like boots.
Mm-hmm.
With 3 eyelets. They're kind of precious, so I keep them in the bag.
Mm-hmm. Why do you feel they're precious to you?
I don't want to wear them out.
Mm-hmm. And what else is in the bag?
A shirt.
Let's look at the shirt. What color is it? Is there any designs on it?
White and blue stripes.
Mm-hmm. Anything else in that bag?
It's a picture.
What is the picture of?
2 people.
Mm-hmm.
Like my parents.
Mm-hmm. Anything else in this bag of significance?
There's food, some kind of food, like a brick of food that is wrapped up in like fabric.
Mm-hmm. Let's open that up. Let's see what kind of food that is. What colors do you see?
It's like pizza dough cracker. It's really hard and flaky and kind of irregular shaped.
Mm-hmm. Anything else in that bag?
Mm-mm.
Very good. Look all around you. You saw sand under you or ground. Look all around you. Tell me, what else do you see?
Bodies.
Bodies? Can you describe to me what you mean by that?
It's there's dead bodies.
Mm-hmm.
They're twisted and in pieces and dead, and trees are snapped and smoking, and just pieces of everything, pieces of wagons and pieces of bodies and pieces of trees and pieces of animals. And
What happened here? Why is there pieces of many things here?
there's a lot of noise
Mm-hmm.
and explosions, and there's a clash. There's just a lot of anger and death.
Mm. Look up at the sky. What color is the sky?
Gray. Smoke.
Mm-hmm. Does this place feel familiar to you?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Is there anyone alive around you besides you?
In the distance.
You see people alive in the distance?
Not many.
Mm-hmm.
They're walking in circles like I am.
Mm. Is there anything as you walk around that you see on the ground that is of importance that you can describe to me? What do you see?
Nothing living.
Mm-hmm.
Not even grass.
Mm.
It's quiet now.
Mm-hmm. Look at yourself. Are you hurt?
Yes.
What's hurt?
I'm burnt.
Mm. From where?
On my side. My right side's burnt.
Mm-hmm. Does it hurt?
No, but it should.
Mm-hmm. Keep walking to see till you see something of importance as you're walking, something that stands out, significance.
I see a tree that has leaves on it.
Mm-hmm.
There's moaning and people closer to death than they are to life.
Mm. Do you have a name that people call you?
James.
Mm-hmm. What happened to the clothing you were wearing?
It burnt.
Mm. What are you trying to do now?
Understand what happened.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember what happened to you?
I still know.
You don't know. Mm-hmm. Do you remember, were you fighting this war?
I was supposed to. There was a flash.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm looking for my stuff, but I just don't know where it is.
Mm. The flash, do you think it was an attack?
An explosion.
Explosion. And before the explosion, before you lost your memory, was the land different and the trees?
There was grass and trees,
Mm-hmm.
but a lot of noise.
Mm-hmm. Fast forward a bit, move along in this land that you were at. What happens next of importance?
I walk
Mm-hmm.
to the trees and the same kind of person as I am reaches out to me and puts a rag on my face.
Mm-hmm.
And makes me sit down.
You said this person came from where?
The tree line.
The tree line? Is this a female or male?
A male. It's the same soldier as I am.
Mm-hmm. Is he hurt?
He has blood on his face from under his hat.
Mm-hmm. Do you recognize him, or is he just a random soldier?
Just random.
Mm-hmm.
I can't make my eyes focus too good, and I can't hear.
Mm-hmm. Okay, your senses and your hearing and your eyes, your mind's eye will get clearer and clearer. Everything will get clearer as time passes by. You're doing great. So what happens next? See, you're sitting down and he's there with you. What happens next of importance?
I fall asleep. And I wake up and I'm on a wagon. And then I'm off the wagon, laying in grass.
Mm-hmm. And you were on a wagon? Was someone pulling that wagon?
Horses.
Horses.
2 horses are pulling the wagon, and then I go to a house and there's trees and shade and I'm laid in the grass.
Mm.
And they put grease on me, on my burns.
Mm.
And to keep the flies off.
Yes.
And now it's starting to hurt.
Mm-hmm. And is that gentleman still with you?
No.
Mm-hmm. This house, is it like a hospital? Just a house?
It's just a house, but there's hospital people there.
Mm. And what happens next of importance?
I fall asleep again and I wake up inside the house. And I'm still dirty, but it's clean inside the house.
Mm-hmm.
And they keep putting grease on me. And I smell burnt hair.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of pain and sounds of sadness and hurting people.
Mm-hmm. In this house?
In the house.
Mm. Let's fast forward again to another important time. What do you see now? What happens next?
I'm better and I'm sitting by a tree, same place,
Mm-hmm.
in the shade.
Yes. Your burns have healed?
No, just better.
Just better. Mm-hmm. What's going on in your mind?
I have clothes on.
Mm-hmm.
People keep coming in hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I can see with one eye.
Mm. What happened with your other eye?
It's burnt.
Are you able not to see through it anymore?
Not real good.
Is it the right eye?
My right eye, I can not see through too good.
Mm-hmm. What is it that you want to do now that you feel better?
I want to go home.
What do you do next of importance?
I get on a wagon, going to a train to go home. And I go home.
Let's fast forward to when you arrive home. Tell me what happens next.
I'm not home. I'm close to home. And I have to walk.
The wagon dropped you off far from home?
Train.
The train. The wagon took you to a train?
Yes.
And the train drops you off far from home?
Yes.
Do you have any supplies with you? Any water? Any food?
No.
How did you pay for the train?
It was free. For soldiers.
Tell me what you do next. What do you do next after you get off the train?
I went to a house and asked for food, and they fed me. Beans. And water. And I'm asking how to get home, and they asked me where home was, and I couldn't tell them where home was.
Do you not remember?
No.
Have you forgotten?
I remember what it looks like.
You forgot its name?
I forgot a lot of things.
What do you do next of importance?
Walk down the road. And I slept beside a barn. And I walked. And I ate raw corn. And I tried to get a ride on a wagon, but it was full. And I walked. And I took my shoes off because I don't want to wear them out. And I sat by a creek that looked familiar, but it wasn't. And someone gave me a piece of bread. And I can't find home.
Are you recognizing any of the land?
No. But this road must lead to my home.
That's the feeling you get? Let's keep going. Let's fast forward a bit. Go to another important time. What's going on now?
A nice house. I knocked on the door and asked for food, and no one was there. I sat on the porch and waited for them to come home, and they didn't come home. So I went around back, and there was a garden, and I ate a turnip. And I sat by the gate waiting, and they didn't come home.
Yes.
And I went in the back door because it was unlocked, and I found some bread and a piece of pie, and I ate that. And I went back out and I waited. And I slept because they didn't come home. And I slept beside the barn.
And what happens the next day when you wake up?
I walked to another farm and got a drink of water and came back. And the people were there, but they had left. And I sat and I waited, and I ate more turnips. And the door was open, and I went in, and I found peaches and ate those, and went and sat by the barn.
What happens next of importance?
I got arrested for breaking into these people's homes. And they asked me who I was, and I knew my name only, but I couldn't tell them where I lived. My name was on my uniform, so I didn't have to remember it.
Yes. What happens next?
I'm in a fight. I'm in prison. I'm in a fight because everybody's angry and everybody's fighting for food and for beds and blankets, and I'm a big man and I can fight, and I fought. And they put me into a special room where you wouldn't fight. And I got angry and more angry because I want to go home.
Yes.
And I'm angry with everybody, and I want to don't want to be touched and don't want to be held prisoner, captive. I want to go home. And then a nice man in uniform came and said that he was going to help me. And it's getting really bright. And I'm on a train. I go to a beautiful place, a building, a hospital, where they take care of me. And they tried to beat me, and I fought back.
Why did they try to beat you?
I don't know why.
And when you fought back, what happened?
They put me in a room, and they pushed me on the ground and put their foot on my neck and tied me up in a straitjacket. really tight, and I can't move. And they left me lay on my stomach and laughed about it.
And what happens next?
I killed one of them.
You killed one of them?
I had an opportunity and so he fought. I choked him until I collapsed something in his neck.
Was this before they put you in the jacket or after?
After. While they were taking it off and putting it on and taking it off and putting it on and laughing. And I had a chance and I fought and I made him stop breathing.
And then what happened?
They beat me more. They shaved my head and my beard. They put a clamp on my head and squeezed it really tight.
Why?
I think they just enjoyed making me have pain. I didn't see any earthly good from it.
And what does that do to your head?
Just made my head want to explode. I gave up. I made my heart stop beating. I didn't know I could do that, but I did.
And what happened when your heart stopped beating?
The pain stopped.
What happened to you?
I fell asleep for a while, and then I woke up. I was in a place that was just beautiful and colorful, and it felt like there was love, and I could hear, I could see. And I looked down and I wasn't burnt anymore.
How did you look now?
I looked like I was strong again. And I didn't have any clothes, but I was strong, and I could hear. For me, just were there and wanted to take care of me.
Did you require healing?
I already had it. I just needed direction.
Were you resting?
Yeah, I was resting.
Was your soul tired? Were you tired?
I was content. I wasn't that tired. I was at peace.
Yes. And then what happened? What happened next of importance?
I went through a cleansing. I got a different body. One that could see through like you could. Was like outlined, but you could see through it. And I walked and just I just enjoyed. I didn't have to eat. I didn't sleep. I just walked in like purity and beauty and color. And just was full of enjoyment.
What do you see?
Beauty. It was very peaceful.
Is there many others there with you?
A lot of people there. They're all glowing like me, that you can see through them a little bit.
Yes. Is there anyone you recognize in this crowd? Anyone you recognize?
A lot of people.
Is there anyone that stands out in particular?
I don't recognize them. I recognize them. I recognize their energy, imprint, feeling. We don't really have bodies. We have like, we don't have faces. We don't have physical things. We have a knowing. I know them.
Let's fast forward a bit. Let's go to another important time. What happens next of importance?
I go into a building that has like 6 steps or something, and I sit down in a chair that was in front of a table that the table was very wide, but more long than wide to both sides. I was in about the middle of the table, and this is where I'm making my new life chart.
Is there anyone there with you?
Oh, there's lots of people there, to my left, to my right, and in front of me.
Who are they?
Energies that I know, energies that I'm familiar with, and we're planning another experience. And my most trusted being beside me is Adam. He's beside me on my right shoulder.
Let's look at Adam. Let's look at Adam. Describe him to me. How does he look?
He doesn't. He's just Adam.
Mm-hmm.
I know him.
Does he have any colors? Any shape?
He's, no, he doesn't have shape or form. He's just Adam. He's, no, just Adam.
Mm-hmm.
We all have.
What is your connection to Adam?
A long connection. Adam has guided me through and watched my back through many times like this.
Is he helping you decide your next life, incarnation you're going to go into?
No, not deciding, just agreeing.
You are the one that's coming up with what needs to be.
Yes. He's just agreeing to help me.
Well, once you've done figuring that out, what happens next of importance?
This paper is rolled up and put a tie around it.
The paper you're writing for your next life.
And it's then taken by somebody to a storage area where it's put into safe storage. And then I went back to the steps, and then everything got really dark.
Now the paper that was rolled up, did it have something around it?
A tie.
What color?
Tan tie.
And you said you handed it to someone?
It's what?
You handed it to someone? Where did it go?
No, it was taken. It was rolled up and taken.
Just taken?
Out to a building that was a special building that has all these rolls of tied rolls, and it's very protected there.
Why do you say it's protected?
Just is. Everybody knows that. It's very, nothing can change or harm or destroy what's in this building.
Is there like guardians there, or energy, or symbols? What makes it protected?
There are guards, but they're not really needed. It's a protected place. Just nobody in this area would want to go in it or harm it or it's a very special place.
Yes. So now that they've taken the paper there, the rolled paper, and what do you do next?
I went to the steps, and then it went dark. My eyes went dark, and I forgot everything, and I couldn't hear, and
Are these steps going down, going up?
They're going down out of the building. I didn't get out of the building. I was on the steps to get out of the building, and then everything went dark, and I woke up. I had a lot of pain in my head, and then I woke up, and I didn't know how to eat, and I didn't know how to talk, and I didn't know how to see. I didn't know what I heard, and I was
when you
helpless.
Woke up? Go ahead. You said when you woke up, you didn't know how to do these things. Can you see? Are you in a body?
I'm in a body I could see, but I didn't know what I could see. I could hear, and I didn't know what I could hear. And I couldn't speak. And I realized I was an infant.
How does it feel to be in that little
It was
body?
strange because I knew things. I knew I could think and reason and remember, but I couldn't do those things. I knew I could speak, but I couldn't speak. I knew I could hear and reason, but I couldn't. I knew I could stand up and walk, but I couldn't. I was in this little body that wouldn't move. But my brain could. And I had memories, and I knew this was beginning because I remembered the chart. And it was a transition to go and have to start over from what I knew.
You remembered this as an infant?
The what?
You remembered this as an infant, the chart where you had to go?
Do I remember the chart? What was on it?
Yes.
It was black.
Was there any letters in it? Any wording?
No, just lines. So many lines that they turned black. So many lines were written on that paper that there were straight lines mostly that had forks on them, but they were so many, and they were going in so many different directions, and they were so tightly placed that the paper turned black. And they rolled it up and took it away, and it just looked black to me, but apparently it was of importance, like everyone else's turns black.
And as you're laying here as an infant, can you sense and hear the sounds around you? Like do you have parents there? What's going on?
My mother was happy, my father was not. But I was cold, and that's feeling a lot of love at this point in my life.
Let's leave that scene. Let's leave that scene now. Let's go to another important time and another important time where we will find answers that you seek. Okay. You are there now. What do you see?
I'm not there.
Where are you?
There's nothing in front of me.
What colors do you see?
It's black, but I see a little bit of purple now and then.
Very good. I honor you, I thank you, and I respect you. Thank you for all the guidance you've given us today so far. Can I please speak to Dog's higher self?
This is a pleasure to meet you.
It's an honor, brother. Thank you for talking to me today.
Thank you for your willingness to help, Doug.
Yes. It brings me great joy and love to do so. Thank you. What is your name?
My name is Adam. That's the name that is most familiar with Doug, that recognized our relationship.
Beautiful, thank you. Now, may I ask questions, as I know you hold all the answers for Doug? May I ask questions now?
You may.
Thank you. Now, I'm going to start off with questions about the life that you showed him there in the war. Why is it that you chose to show him this life?
I don't choose to show him that life. What happens is, it was a very traumatic time in one of his experiences. It's embedded into his cell memory. It's so ingrained into his memory and his being that it's difficult for him to leave it. There's a lot of trauma involved, a lot of sorrow and sadness. It's difficult to get him past this point.
Yes.
So much so that he's carrying it into this experience, different triggers.
Yes.
We've done a number of sessions where we take him back to try to relive and re-experience some of these feelings and emotions, and he falls right back into the same hurtful times, disappointments, things that he should have left behind, but they're very emotionally deeply rooted in him.
Yes. Is that the reason why you took him to this state asylum that he originally had this life in?
Remember that I don't have control over guiding. I can guide him, but I don't direct his thoughts. What I do is I promote maybe a better choice or a better direction it's been very difficult for me to be able to help direct him into the direction of a better thought pattern.
Yes.
Only because it's so intense and there's so much. But he has complete control of his thoughts. And it's my purpose and my will and my desire just to help ease that. Maybe help give him a healthier direction to travel in. But he has a choice to listen and not.
Mm-hmm. That's where the free will comes in, huh?
Exactly.
Yes. So even though you're saying that he came up with a chart of things that he was supposed to do this life, he's still in control of his own thought form?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
The way it's best explained is when we come to a, let's just imagine for a moment a line on a piece of paper. We'll come to a division, a fork in the road, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
He has a choice to go to the left or he has a choice to go to the right. Knowing what I know, what we've discussed and what we've planned, if he would go to the right, it could mean that it takes him further away from his goal of what he wishes to accomplish in this experience. If he goes to the left, it would be easier, would be more productive, and I am inclined to direct him in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
This is where free will comes in. He can choose to go either way. And regardless of his decision, I follow.
Yes.
And it's my responsibility, my agreement to him.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we've asked to accomplish in this chart.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was the significance to the forks he was seeing there, the different paths that come up in life at different times.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. And are you that little voice that talks to him and tries to guide him in the right path, or the most the best path for him?
I am.
Mm-hmm.
And he recognizes that voice because I've helped him to understand that I vibrate, mm-hmm. and in his understanding it vibrate. My vibration is different, and he can recognize that because my voice is his voice, and he can't distinguish it from that maybe level of understanding or emotion.
Mm-hmm.
He could, but mainly he understands a vibrational difference.
Yes. And going back to this life, I see, yes, you brought him back there once more. Well, you've guided him. Let's see. How can we aid him today in being able to completely heal this and release this so that he will no longer be pulled back to this life that was so traumatic? What advice do you have for him?
I believe that that's more than what I'm challenged to do. Mm-hmm. Meaning that there are different levels of experience and understanding. My level of experience is to guide releasing him from traumatic past experiences that are overflowing into this one. The only guidance that I would be able to help him with is maybe to divert him when he's going down the path of thought or emotion, that I could help to move him away from that so it's not as intense. What he's carrying right now is a combination of so many things, being physical, being emotional, being mental, being spiritually attacked, being there's just so many levels that are really not what I'm dedicated or designed to do as his guide.
Mm-hmm.
There are other protectors, there are other healers, there are other ones as yourself that are to interact with him and in his experience,
Mm-hmm.
to help remove blocks, to help him understand a deeper meaning, different than the day-to-day walking and experience that we're to deal with.
Yes. Are you his higher self?
I am. You can, he refers to me as his guide.
Mm-hmm.
His higher self is an interesting understanding. I am him, he is me.
Mm-hmm.
We are one, but we are not.
Mm-hmm.
He has chosen me, and I have agreed to help him through this experience as I have in the past.
Yes. Now, you said that he knows you by Adam. Is there another name that you go by as his higher self?
No.
Mm-hmm. Very good. And would right now be a good time to do a body scan on him and start healing some of these that need to be healed?
Right now would be the perfect moment.
Very good. So let's go ahead and do a body scan on him now. If you could go ahead and do a body scan on him. Let me know what you sense needs healing, any energies, anything physically, any entities, any negative energy in there that needs healing. What do you sense?
We should start at his crown.
Mm-hmm. What's going on in his crown?
As we notice his crown is tilted. It's tilted to his right.
Why is that? Why is it tilted to his right?
I'm not really sure, but he's not getting the full, complete fulfillment from he who's created us.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's go ahead and is there an entity there, or is it just energy?
Just energy.
Very good. So can we work on that now? Would you like for me to help?
Yes.
Very good. And what is it that you're doing with it?
Again, it's not my position to make these alterations, so I'm trusting you to do this. But ideally, what we would like to see is this crown perfectly centered above his center, open to receive all that is available to him.
As the higher self, though, you are able to aid with the healing as well.
As his personal guide, I don't have that available to me. He has other healers that walk with him that have that responsibility.
Okay. Who would I be able to speak to that would be able to help at this time for the healing, and then we can speak to you once more later?
Let me summon some for you.
Very good. Greetings, is this Sam?
I am.
We welcome you. Thank you for speaking to us today. If I may, what is the reason that you are doing the healing for him?
It is my desire that he has perfect health. It is my desire that he has the strength that's needed to make it through this experience that he's designed for himself.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Will you help me with healing his crown and ensuring that it's in the perfect alignment there, the position that Adam was talking about?
I will.
Thank you. Are you doing that now?
I am.
Wonderful. And I'm assisting, just being the channel here for the energy. And let me know what you're sensing there, if you could give me any more detail. Why is it that he had this?
I welcome the extra strength for this. This is a challenge to keep his body perfectly tuned.
Thank you. How's he doing so far?
He's doing better. His crown has been tilted because of shock. A shock to his system that too many negative things were exposed to him at one time. It caused his crown to tilt.
Well, let's realign that as it's meant to be naturally there. And as we heal that, can we look at other parts of his body while we heal that and see if there's anywhere else that needs healing, please?
There are a number of issues among his body. Because of his crown being out of balance, it has knocked a number of things out of balance. Try to make an overall healing, because there's so many small little things that need to be adjusted.
Yes.
Could create a ball of light, and we should allow it into the crown chakra.
Wonderful.
To illuminate all of the other chakras.
Wonderful. Let's do that now.
I'll ask for help to be at his feet to draw this energy through him so that it can move more efficiently and more thoroughly.
Would you like me at his crown or his feet?
If you would mind, you could be at his crown.
Very good. I am here. And tell me, as this white light of energy ball, tell me what it's doing as it's entering his crown. What's it doing along the way? Walk me through.
As we see it enter his crown, it goes through all of his chakras. But what's more important, that it's going through every fiber and sinew in his body.
Beautiful.
As it moves, it creates healing, takes away pain. It restitches that which is broken. It reconnects that which has been disconnected. It opens up that which has been closed.
You're showing me an image of kind of like when a circuit is unplugged from the power.
Correct.
So you're plugging them back up?
Reconnecting them.
Reconnecting them, yes.
And we're closing up what that's opened too much.
When did this misalignment in the crown occur?
there's a regular disturbance, but this last one happened about 8 weeks ago.
Yes, that's about when he said he started feeling really like he had no passion, no purpose, no laughter, emotions. What happened then? Why did that happen?
The combination of many things that happened in his experience. Most of it is in his mind, and he's doing it to himself. But what's aiding in this is just a minute, we have to move.
That's okay.
Let's start with his torn muscle.
Very good. Let's start with that now. What's going on there? And just scan for any entities. Let me know if there's any more hidden in there.
I am not aware of any.
Wonderful. Let's go ahead and heal that, please. Can we heal that now?
Together, let's let light pass through the tear.
Wonderful.
We'll envision that it'll stitch itself together and create new strength in the tissue that'll be stronger than what was there in the beginning.
Yes.
Let's begin.
Yes.
It's a wide tear.
Is there an emotion as we heal this? Is there an emotion that's attached to this? Why it keeps tearing up again, opening up?
Not that I can recognize.
Is this at all connected to any past lives, or why did this happen? What is the lesson to it? Him hurting his back?
Hurting his back is from immaturity. It's from not paying attention to how he's lifting, how he operates. This is nothing more, in my opinion, than just a physical tear, not connected to emotions or past.
Very good. As we heal that, can we scan the rest of the body? Let's see what else needs healing, please.
We should do something with his headaches. He has constant headaches.
Was that connected at all to those entities in the crown being misaligned?
The entities were connected to it. He carries all of his stress, all of his worries in his shoulders. And using resistance and ego, he was unable to be able to process stress in a manageable way. And he allows it to build up, and that's what causes him this constant muscle tension in his neck. I believe that he'll have, let's give him relief at this moment, but I believe that these headaches will eventually go away now that he'll be able to emotionally process things in a more healthy manner.
Wonderful. Let's heal that now then. Let's balance out the energy there that's causing the headaches. And let me know along the way, once we've, for example, as we're working on multiple healings, when you've completed the back.
Concentrate on your golden light to be moved right at the base of his skull to spread out like paint or...
I'll do that now. And as I concentrate on this golden light, you can heal the headaches, heal the back, and let me see what else he has here that he needed healing. His low energy, he says. You look upon that. Where does he hold this at? Extreme low energy.
His extreme low energy was the fact that he was not receiving everything that was available to him from He who created us all. So let's, now that his crown is straight, let's allow for an extra energy boost to enter into his crown, which is going to be followed on a regular basis, energy from He who is our energy source.
Very good. Allowing for the energy boost to come through now, through his crown. Very good. And he would like also for his spirit and soul to be healed as well. Especially that life that he keeps going back to. Can we go ahead and heal that past trauma in that life so that he won't have to keep getting tied back to that pain he held, and the anger and the frustration, the suffering.
What I would like to do is use my sword and sever it. Let's just sever that connection.
Wonderful.
Once we sever that, then the memory will then become just a memory, and it won't be felt. And the connection to that past will be no more.
Good, good. Yes. I think he would love that. No longer to be held heavy by that life.
Now the last thing that we should look at is his heart.
What's going on with his heart?
Carries great sadness in his heart.
Why is that?
It has to do with his daughter.
His first or his second?
His second daughter. His second daughter was his wife in his past life. And he never made it home to her. And he loved her dearly.
Yes. Let's go ahead and heal that, please.
Well, we've already severed that connection.
Oh, good.
So the pain should be lessened. And I think that we've completed that with the separation and the severing of the last connection that was never properly done.
Wonderful.
Let's add a golden light ball into his heart. We're going to take his fragmented heart chakra, which is in a number of pieces, and bring it back together as one.
Wonderful.
And then that will allow for the love that he has in his heart to be given, and then it will be received as one instead of so many small pieces.
Beautiful, yes. When I was interviewing him, I was seeing his heart and saw how it was broken apart. Wonderful. Is there any missing particles, any fractals that we need to recover, or did you find them all?
They're all there. We just need to push them back together
Wonderful.
into one. There's nothing missing.
Good. I will help.
He's allowing all of this.
Yes, he's doing wonderful.
So by doing this, what we've done is we've put his heart back together.
Oh, beautiful.
We've illuminated his energy chakra, his emotional chakra, which was full of red and tears, will heal. But what we should do at this point to help is just wrap it. Let's wrap it in a golden case until it has time to heal.
Wonderful.
And that sadness would go away.
Is there a shape that you want to it, or just a golden sphere?
Golden sphere. What we're going to do is just encase that, and that's going to let his emotions know that it is encased in complete and pure love.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you.
Very well. The last chakra. Let's look at his root chakra. I've seen root chakras associated with passion.
Yes.
And he has no passion at this point, and he wants his passion back. His passion for his spouse, his passion for his work, for his hands, and for what he has capabilities of doing. So we need to illuminate we're going to enlarge his passion chakra.
Wonderful.
Make it as large as we can, that he can stand.
And that's in his core chakra?
In his root chakra, his red chakra.
Very good. I'm here just assisting as a bridge. Let me know if there's anything else I need to do.
Beautiful. And now if you will go to his feet, I'll go to his crown.
Good.
And we're going to push, and you're going to pull. And we're going to pull everything that is good through him, and we're going to pull everything that's not needed out of him.
Good. And you're going to push out through the crown?
I will push and you will pull.
Wonderful.
Together, we're going to create a healing and a balance. You ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
It is always my honor to work with you.
As it is my honor as well. Thank you, brother.
You stay focused and call me whenever you need me, because I'm just right there.
I shall. Thank you. It's an honor and a blessing to know that you are always there. Thank you for such a beautiful comment.
The blessing is mine. Thank you.
Love you infinitely.
And love and light to you.
Are we all done, Michael?
We are.
Oh. Blessings. Talk to you later. Thank you, thank you, thank you. May I please speak to his higher self once more?
I am here.
Is this Sam?
This is Adam.
This is Adam, yes. How's he looking?
I cannot believe the transition I've just seen before my eyes. And that's amazing since I don't have eyes. But I'm looking at a new being. There was great resistance coming here, and I'm so grateful that you were able to move them away.
Thank you.
Because it was difficult for the allowing.
Yes. Thank you so much. Yes. Brings great joy to my heart. Thank you.
It brings greater joy to mine because it's easier to guide him now.
Oh, wonderful. This is wonderful for him to, beautiful for him to know. A good assurance whenever, we can't be perfect every day. We can't be positive every day. But may he remember this phrase that you say, that it will be easier and flowing, more loving, in a loving manner for you to guide him within his own free will. Thank you. May this be this light and this hope that he desires in his life and his passion.
And I believe it will be.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you for your presence. Thank you for your willingness.
Thank you. And thank you for trusting him to me and bringing him to me. Thank you. It's an honor.
Farewell.
Oh, there's a couple more questions. Is that okay? Can we stay here?
We can.
Oh, good, good. We're not done. And can we also look at, I have questions about his scars. Is that related with his burn marks from the past life as a soldier?
Yes.
Okay. So I know we healed him from, I just want to confirm, is that energy there healed now? So he won't have to keep having the irritation there?
It is.
Wonderful. Thank you.
And I have expressed to him that once he understood the purpose for those scars and the meaning of them, that he no longer need them.
Yes.
So I believe that soon we're going to see a diminishing of them. Especially with the severing, the healthy severing
Yes.
of his past and his current experience.
Wonderful.
That connection is no longer here, no longer feeding that, no longer feeding the need to have that and that having that memory.
Well, we thank Archangel Michael for feeling and doing that for his highest good. Thank you. Now, as far as, let's see, he was in Mennonite, which is basically like a branch of Christianity, and it really, I think for about 20 years, and it really implemented into his head, and he still holds guilt over it, that he wasted a lot of his time. What can you tell him about that?
What can I tell you about that?
What can you tell him about that? What kind of advice or about the fact that he feels about this time frame for him?
That's something that I'm currently walking with him, helping him through the steps of the aging and the natural progression of the calendar days going by. He is a very active person, and with these limitations that have slowed him down, that has really discouraged him. I think the combination that we're going to see here is that his energy is going to come back, his strength will come back, and that he'll be able to progress into older years, if you will, later days, if you will, in a more healthy manner. The guilt that he has is anger that it's up to him to release. I do my best to try to guide him, to show him the healthy way, that carrying this is really more destructive than anything.
Yes.
But then once again, it was a constant battle between ego and resistance and myself and Doug. Now that that has been removed, perhaps you'll be able to understand and hear me and feel me in a different manner. I don't really believe that that anger is going to be that much of an issue anymore.
Wonderful.
He understands that you can't go back in time, can't go back and change things that are already done and in stone, if you will. And he understands that. It's the emotional part that he has to let go of. And it was the ego feeding the hatred and the anger that was continually keeping him down. So I thank you for that blessing, and we'll try to do better to keep the sentries, keeping them from him.
Now, I know you removed the entities that were attached to ego, but does ego still remain as a human vessel in him?
Ego does not at this moment. It is my preference that ego and resistance not be allowed in the human experience, in the physical experience. And it is nothing but destructive. I've never seen ego in a positive manner. Let's see how we can do without him. We've done so much with them. Let's see how much we can do without them. Let's replace that area with love and light.
Yes. Very good. Now, what advice do you have for him in regards? He didn't really talk about this, but he has a strong gift as as a medium or a channel in writing and sharing of other stories who have passed away, the spirits.
What advice do I have for him?
Any guidance now that you have for him about it?
Well, this is not by chance, for sure. This was put into his chart. Now the understanding is, how do you balance that? How is he going to balance that? How is he going to balance the life that he designed for himself, yet he's trying to accomplish healings in lives that were of so long ago. This is going to be a number of paths coming up, a number of choices, and we'll see if we can get him into a constructive, productive direction to where he'll be able to manage both the physical and the non-physical and do it in a healthy way with boundaries and understanding. It's needed that people like him that can hear and can see and that have a heart to help are able to be inspired and encouraged.
Yes.
We'll continue to do this.
Very good. Now, a question though about the life that he had, the marriage that he had. Was that a contract?
With the what?
With the wife he married, was that a contract?
That was part of his experience that he asked for.
Okay. Just so he understands that that's something that he had asked for. Okay. Is that all settled? All that karma there settled?
That is settled. It's just that there was so much pain involved that it's really deep-rooted. It's not something that can easily be forgotten or brushed over.
Yes. Well, I'm glad we were able to place all those pieces back together in his heart so that he's able to accept what's coming forth in his life. Thank you. think that's all the questions I have right now. Is there anything I could have asked that I didn't ask?
You asked far more things than you verbally did, and you accomplished things that were not spoken. For this, we are truly grateful.
Oh, thank you. That touches my heart greatly. As I do this in service for others in love. Thank you.
And I would like to keep encouraging you to do so for as long as you can. For this experience needs it. Needs beings like you that are willing to sacrifice.
Thank you.
And to be of service.
Thank you. It is my role as a bridge. Thank you. I shall.
And I thank you.
Would you go ahead?
Go.
Would you suggest for him to share this beautiful healing today? I think it would be inspirational for others to see that they can heal in this manner.
I believe, and I believe that even in the state that he's in, that he would agree that yes, you could.
Wonderful. Thank you. And what were you going to say?
I'm just willing to offer you all the love and light that you can handle and carry.
Oh.
And it's available to you. So don't think that you should ever run out.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Thank you, brother.
Thank you for the blessings today.
Thank you, Adam. I love you.
And my love to you. Farewell.
Farewell, brother. Blessings to you. I honor you, I love you, thank you, and I respect you for everything you've done. I will bring him back now.